Before you comment, let me cook, okay? I have been a Taylor Swift fan for so long. In fact, Debut came out when I was 6 years old. The first pop song I ever remember as a 6 year old, and I don't remember anything between 1 and 5 in terms of music besides Disney music. The first pop song I ever remember hearing was Picture to Burn. I have loved so much. I was in New York when she was in New York for Lover. I was at Reputation Stadium Tour. I was at the Eras Tour. I have listened to every single album full all the way through before giving critiques, before talking about it, even before loving it. You know, there's such a thing as bop in your head and getting into the groove when you're first listening, but I don't love something off the bat like that. Like, I have to sit with it. You know what I mean? So this is what this is about. I don't understand and know my place in the fandom, and I know that that is a weird ass fucking thing to say, but there feels like I have always called myself a Swiftie, but not those Swifties. I'm sorry, that's what I've done, because there are some people that will buy every single piece of merchandise and stan everything. I had somebody today that I was kind of arguing with, who quoted her line back to me that she was immortal, and that is what I want to get to. I feel that it's very icky to me because she is aligning herself with conservative values, and I don't like it, and her fans are acting the same fucking way. Her fans act like she is God. Full stop. The word immortal makes me feel like a god, whether it be Jesus himself or whoever else, okay? But specifically God and religion, because Wishlist gives trad wife vibes. She wants a white picket fence. That is a Christian conservative value if I've ever heard one. She wants 2 kids, okay? That itself, having children in and of itself, no, is not a conservative value. You can have children. I am not saying that. But on top of everything else that I'm about to list, it screams that, okay? Not only that, in Wood, she talks about being digmatized. In the Christian world, in any religion world, you're supposed to wait for marriage to have sexual relations with somebody. That being said, she has had several relationships before, and she's had some vibes there, but none as explicit as this. And the word digmatized to me feels like she's trying to be born again. Like, as someone who likes to dig in deeper, like, it feels like that. It feels like she is trying to convince us that this is the best and only that she has ever had. And it makes me feel like she's a 35-year-old virgin. Like, she's a 35-year-old virgin, and I know that's not true, but that is how it comes across because it starts to align with Christian conservative values. People hear this and is like, well, she's close enough to being married. Like, ooh, like, yes, now she can talk about it. I could do a whole other video on how I think she's aligning specific with conservative values. I could go into, like, these tiers of Swifties that some feel like moderates, where they're fiscally conservative and socially democratic or liberal, because some of y'all will defend her capitalism until the day you die. People have been saying, oh, well, then just don't buy it. She's broadening the economic inequality gap, and y'all want to defend her for that. When it matters most, y'all are silent. When it comes to white women, you are apologetic. And here is another thing, it is right in front of your faces, that bothers the shit out of me. Here is your feminist icon putting on a record saying that she is doing the In the Tower version. She is equating herself to a damsel in fucking distress. In fact, there are alludes to being a damsel in distress in the Fate of Ophelia music video. She is literally being saved by men in Travis, specifically, in the Fate of Ophelia. Back when I loved her down, she was this person to look up to. She was this feminist person who I was like, yes, I love a woman empowerment story. She has lost it all. For me, and for so many people who are listening to this and seeing this, she is no longer somebody to look up to. She is just not achievable. And y'all just keep making her richer, and y'all still sit in your houses with your families and can't get jobs, and people are unhoused, and people aren't making enough or they really hate their job. But y'all will still defend her and y'all will still buy her shit. And again, if it makes you happy, I'm not shitting on you. But if you don't have any critique for decades now of her music, well, almost 2 decades of her music and her as a person, and y'all don't have anything to say about any point in time with her or any album, Beyonce has flops. Any artist has a bad song. Any artist has a bad song. You can't also be in this game without having bad songs, without having bad music. That's just the name of the game. If we are calling what she does a job, which is literally the definition of what she and everybody else on this godforsaken planet does, you make mistakes at your job, she's allowed to make mistakes at her job. When you make a mistake, your boss calls it out. When she makes a mistake, she doesn't have a boss. So who the fuck does she get critiqued by? No one. Because we know her friends aren't really doing it. I don't see her friends being like, she's got yes men around her. She's being enabled. And again, I do not want to state any character. I know that I have. It's not personal digs towards her, but this is exactly what she is putting out. When I saw In the Tower version, I lost my mind, clearly. So I don't know where I fit in this fandom anymore. Because I can't critique without you guys saying, well, if you don't like it, don't view it. If you don't want it, don't buy it. If you guys just don't know how to have fun anymore, you just don't get it. You are insulting my intelligence at this point. You are insulting my intelligence. You want the superior comment. You want the superior opinion. You want to be right all the time, and you cannot tell me when you're wrong. And I think that's what I love about myself, is I can admit when I'm wrong. And what is crazy to me is I feel absurd about this. There are people out here defending her AI by saying that it's CGI. You guys are dumb. You guys are dumb. There's an extra arm on the rat. There's an extra arm on the rat. The shadow of the window does not match up. That is not CGI, and that is an insult to people who have worked the craft of CGI. In fact, who have built cameras, because their movies, James Cameron, weren't going to be able to be done with the CGI that they had. So they improved the CGI, and he made his own camera and his own film using that CGI, because it did not exist. You are insulting those people. You are insulting their intelligence. You are insulting the fact that Taylor Swift did see those videos before. That everything that she does is in defense. Y'all defend her to the day you die, until she's buried into the ground. People are saying that she had no decision making in 12 videos that are spread across 12 countries. You're going to sit here, or 12 cities, sorry, in different countries. You're going to sit here and you're going to tell me that the person who lost her music, 6 records, and started to re-record every single one is not going to have a hand in the biggest decisions. Because I consider this a big decision. Maybe some things slip off her desk because it is such a small decision. This is not one of those things. This is not one of those things. Imagine she now sees those videos and she's not going to denounce it. She's not going to denounce it. It's been well enough, 2 days, and there's no mention of it from her. This is the last video that I officially am going to make over it, because my mental health is too much. If you want to have a valid conversation about it, we can have it. But I'm hoping to find other people, other Swifties who have no idea where to place themselves in this fandom anymore, because I need that. I need that. Because I'm getting attacked, like, personal, like, it's an insult. Like, you're insulting my intelligence, and you're making me feel crazy because I care, and you don't. Otherwise, you would be denouncing AI and denouncing her using it. Not her, but her using it. And also calling out the fact that she's no longer a feminist. You don't call yourself a feminist and then years later down the line, when you find the one, align yourself with a damsel in distress who was saved. You don't do that. You're supposed to be an independent woman. And she literally said on a podcast that Travis is loving that she is just going to continue doing music. Like, she's not going to become this person who just doesn't do her job because she loves it. But that is not aligned with anything else that she's doing. It doesn't align with the names of things. It doesn't align with the lyrics in your songs. It's contradictory, and people are eating it up. And it's disgusting. It's grotesque. learn critical thinking, take a college course, something, anything. I'm begging.